Hello again. Welcome back on my YouTube channel. I'm actually back again with another video as always. So it's more like I've taken a small break, well, for my mental health, and I just need a lot of sleep. So I've been feeling under the weather. So I'm actually back again with another video. Okay, the video that I'm gonna make is about leadership. We all know what leadership is, but I'm just gonna share what my perspective, what I also agree with when they describe a leadership. I'm just gonna share a lot that is actually authentic to me, because I'm all about authenticity. So anything that falls off, it's not something that I should include here. So I'm just gonna share more anything that is authentic, that I feel it in my heart, that is actually truthfully to me, as well as my perspective. Because eventually there are a lot of people how they describe leadership, which is make me like, are they, it's just give me off energy. So yeah, we all know. Okay, I'm just gonna define them. I didn't go through internet to define them, but I'm just gonna define them with some example or some definition that I came through back then and now. So leadership is actually someone who demonstrate how others should follow through, and leadership is also someone who lead by example, who don't just wish, who speak of character that they don't have. It's someone who is actually truthfully in their way, in their character, and how they move. They don't operate from their heart, they operate from sometimes experience. They usually have an open heart in whatever, because when you are actually a leader, it's very important to operate from the heart than your ego. There is a time for ego, there is a time for your heart. So I'm all about balance, but most of the time they operate from the heart. In order for you to be a great leader, it's very important to balance your feminine energy as well as your masculine energy, because you're gonna need them both. So most of the time leaders, true leaders, they follow their heart. So when you actually follow your heart, eventually you're gonna move different, because as much as leaders are everywhere, we are all designed, all patterned in a different way. So in order for us to be truthfully to ourselves, it's very important to have a leadership that is authentic to you. But as much as the leadership is authentic to you, it's not hitting anyone. Nobody is getting hit with your leadership skills, and it's not a leadership that is toxic, I believe, because when you're following your heart, you just know something is off. So you are being guided by your heart, your conscious. You know when something you are doing is not aligned with your principles and values, as well as you are actually considerate of other people. A leader, okay, I said a leader is someone who lead by example. They don't wish it. You know, those people actually wish to be a leader. They say they're leaders, but they ain't leaders. So I'm talking about those individuals. So it's not, they are not wishing to be this. They are actually living that. So it's something that they know, this is who I am. And private, public, they just have character. So our leaders are actually born. I like to believe leaders are born from birth. Leaders are actually born, they are not made. People who actually born leaders, they are, most of the time they come off as ambivert or introvert. Leaders, most of the time they come from ambivert as well as introvert. So because when you are actually a leader, you need a lot of reflection. you need a lot of alone time. You need a lot to be in a place where you actually put yourself in other people's shoes. Not everyone, I'm not saying extrovert can't be leaders, but most of the time it actually people who have a ambivert personality as well as introvert personality. So I'm not saying extrovert can be leaders, because they can. It's just that you need a lot of time alone to reflect on a lot of when you are actually a leader. I'm not talking about bossy, because bossy and leadership is something that is different. A leader does not control people. A leader is someone who allow other people to be themselves, but at the same time, as much they are themselves, they are not hurting other people. They are not in a place where they undermine other people. It's whereby you allow you allow other people to have opinion. You allow other people to share their ideas. You allow other people to grow, because the purpose of leadership is you leading by example. You are showing other people that what you are demonstrating, it's something that they can actually live with. It's something that they are capable of doing. So when you are being a leader, you want other people to be leaders. You don't care about losing. Probably, for example, if you're in a company and then your company, you know this person is actually a good employee, but you don't want them to grow. You don't promote them. You don't care about their growth, because you're being threatened. You are being threatened or intimidated by their personality. You are intimidated by how they move. Instead, you want them to you want them not to achieve their goals in order. You don't want them to be to beat you. I don't understand why people care about being having someone who's an employee that is doing way better, to the point that they try to kill those people's potential. They try to slender them, to make them not see their potential. You don't promote their growth. Instead, you are being intimidated by that growth that the person is capable, their potential. So a leadership is not about controlling other people. Like you controlling them to grow like this, to grow like that, to grow. No, you don't do that. You just allow them to be themselves. You allow them to share their idea. You know that just because you are a leader now, it doesn't mean there's people that you are actually leading who are actually getting your guidance, um, guidance, whatever, that actually advise or anything. They are not capable of doing that for themselves, whether now or in future. Because when you are actually a leader, when you are leading people, you need to be someone who actually know more at the moment. It doesn't mean just because you know more now at the moment, other people that you're actually leading, they don't know much. They know a lot. It's just that they trust your guidance, and they are being guided to you as a leader. They are being guided by their gut feeling, if or maybe the way you work is, the way you demonstrate your work ethics, authenticity, how, like, they can tell that you are doing something from the heart. Especially other leaders, they can tell this leader is actually doing something from the heart. They love what they are doing. They are passionate about what they are doing. So obviously you're gonna trust that person. You just want to work with that person, collaborating with them. It's something that you can be like, you know what, I want to work with this person. I feel like I can trust them with myself. Because even if you're choosing a therapist, therapists are actually leaders, but not all of them are actually, you can trust them. Not all of them you can trust. Not all of them they are assigned to help you. When I'm saying assigned to help you, they can be assigned to help you, but they are not any level that you can actually get assistance from. Because as much as they are therapists, they study therapists, they also need to be ready to lead people, to lead the particular people. So you can't just like, I'm gonna sign any therapy. No, you just need to do research which therapist is actually working best for you. Even sometimes it's scary because you can go to therapy and be like, fuck, I wasted my time. Because I've done that. I've studied something that is not aligned with me because I didn't want to trust my gut feeling. You know, I work with people that I felt like I should not work with them. But at that time, I was like, nah, maybe I'm being too dramatic and stuff. So I'm talking about those kind of thing. When I'm saying a therapist is assigned to you, I mean, not every therapist can help you, can have the guidance that you actually need, can have I forgot the word. They have the kind of healing that you actually need. They can guide you, they can lead you. Not all of therapists are actually like that. Some therapists are actually there for money. Some therapists are actually, their values and principles are questionable. So when you are going for a therapy, you can feel it. You know what? I can't trust this uh psychologist because you just know they are there for money. Probably they study whatever they're doing for money. There's no love, and you can tell they don't give a fuck um about what their job. They don't give a fuck about patient, even though they earn through patient. So you'll be like, you know what? I don't think I can work with this therapist or psychologist whatsoever. So I'm talking about that. When it's come to leadership, it's very important to trust your gut feeling because not every leader is someone that you can get assistance from. Some leaders will be like, she's good, but I don't think I can work with them, not because they're bad or anything. It's just that you can feel, you know what, I don't think I can grow the way I want to grow. I don't think this leader can assist me in order to see my blind spot. I don't think this leader will help me to break free from this autopilot in terms of because they like helping you to break free from that autopilot. In order for them to do that, they have to hold space for you. Are they being able to do that? Are they being able to guide? Because some leaders can gaslight you because whatever the service that you're providing is aligned with their vibration, what vibration they're actually at. So when we're coming across a certain leader and you can feel that vibrationally you're not aligned, you are not aligned, don't force it. When you feel like that in their consciousness, this is where they're at, because the leaders can gaslight you if you actually, not that they're bad, it's just that their healing, their shadow work is, it's where it ends. It's up to them to, because we're constantly growing. So when you're going to therapies as someone who's experiencing some spiritual things, they will diagnose you with some kind of disease. They don't understand what you are you actually talking about because they want money. They're gonna just do that. It's the same thing with psychic as well as psychics, mediums, spiritual people. What do they do when, especially psychic that are actually do things from the heart? They don't do things for money. Obviously the exchange of money is there, but you know, it's like a psychic that gonna tell you, you know what, I don't think I can get access to your akashic record. I don't think I can read your energy. I don't think you are a person that I actually am guided to help. Because even a psychic and medium, they have people that they can help. They're not supposed to heal everyone. Every leader, every psychic medium whatsoever, they can't help everyone. They can't help to have access to akashic record of others because it's not aligned with them. It's either, and it's a vibrational thing or consciousness whatsoever, because you, not everyone can have access, not every leader can have guidance for you. So you can go to another person and they're gonna tell you otherwise, and you'll be like, fuck. And you feeling like, you know what, I wasted my money, I wasted my time, and be like, some of them, they won't even tell you. Instead, they prefer to lie, like a psychic. They will lie, be like, how do reading that is not even relevant, and they have audacity to charge the money, and be like, what? So I'm talking about things that are actually like that. So yeah, so as I said, I'm talking about leadership, and I said leadership are actually born, but they have to go through character development. It's either they are aware of that, whether whatever that is happening is for character development or what, because you can't be a leader with a fucked up character. You must be able to be responsible. Leadership need discipline, need balance, need a balanced person, and need someone who actually able to be balanced emotionally, mentally, spiritual, sexually, financially, in order for them to be able to guide others, hold space for others. In order for you to be a leader, you need to have a sense of responsibility, a sense of accountability, and also awareness of yourself. Because when you have a lot of awareness of yourself, even if you have certain bias, you be like, when that person that you are guiding have telling you that they don't like this and that, and you be like, you know what, she has a right to tell you that, because we are constantly growing. Sometimes we are not aware of us injecting our own opinion when we're not supposed to. When someone is correcting you that I don't like when you're injecting opinion like that, that means you have to grow, that you need to ask them how, for example, question like, how can you meet their need? How the question like that should be something that is usually done. It's a regular thing. So um something like that, it's something that should be done. So you can't just assume that, you know, those people, for example, they say, I'm a great leader, I'm a great mother, I'm a great father, I'm a great friend, I'm a great boyfriend, I'm a great this and that. How do you know that? Like, how do you know that you are actually a great leader? How do you know that you are actually a great mother, father, whoever, cousin, whatsoever? Like, who told you that? It's okay to know yourself in terms of your character. For example, I know my integrity is something that is unmatched. This is something that I know that I'm good at. Integrity. I don't do anything that allow me to not sleep at night. So whenever I'm talking about integrity, I'm talking about something, to do something right, even other people are ignoring it. I don't just follow society norms. I don't just do things. I just take my time in order for me to diagnose with someone with this. When I'm diagnosing with a sociopathic behavior, I take my time. I take my time to be like, I'm not gonna just, so I am not gonna, why a lot of people are siding with, I need to know, I need to go deep, because I can feel it in my heart that I'm not just gonna make a decision just because others already made one. I just want to make it happen. I just want that decision to come from my own perspective, my own way, and I need to do research in order for me to be able to say, you know, this is it. My integrity is something that I know, it's something that is actually leading me, and I'm grateful for it, because I can tell when I'm about to make a bad decision. So I just want some equality. I don't, even if I had to put someone not under the bus, but something like that, I forgot the perfect description, what I'm just, a perfect description to describe what is actually is exactly that. Because, you know, those people, for example, when your friend, okay, for example, what is actually happened with a slap, whereby Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, I think. A lot of people are against what Jada Pinkett Smith did, and I'm like, these people can actually learn a lot from this woman. She's not just any woman. She's not an ordinary woman. Like, her integrity is in another level, and a lot of people, they don't see that. Instead, they want Jada to be the scapegoat, in terms of like, she did not support Will with whatever he was doing, because he was protecting him. But I'm like, what? Don't get me wrong, Chris Rock was fucking wrong. He was so wrong, and the worst part, he's a friend. He was so wrong, and I'm sure it's not the first time he makes such comments. It just demonstrated disgusting behavior. While Will, he know that he acted in a way that he was not supposed to be acted, and I like that he's very accountable, in terms of he know that he did wrong. Secondly, he know that he need help. Thirdly, he mentioned a lot of time that his father was abusive, so he didn't want to see him himself demonstrating such a behavior. So when he was triggered, he acted that way. I'm sure Will is going through so much, not just that. That's you, yeah, in order for you to act out of character, you have to be going through something that you don't, that you're not acknowledging. There's a high possibility Will Smith is going through something emotionally, mentally, spiritual. That's why when Chris said that and he acted that way, I'm not gonna lie, I grew up in a domestic violent home. I feel like I see Will, I see myself in Will, because last year I actually slapped someone. Was I proud of doing it? No. I felt disgusted. I felt so guilty, in terms of, why did I allow someone to trigger me to the point that I actually react like that? Because violence is something that I'm against, and growing up in a domestic violence is not an excuse to be violent with others. To see myself acting, yes, the guy was in the wrong because he was sexually harassing me, and I tried by all means to keep it myself, but I was going through some things, and then I acted. I was like, slap the guy, and I was like, as much as he was nasty, he was sexually harassing me, because it just reminded of a lot of time where I hold back when I'm being sexually harassed, and I just acted. Do I like what I did? No, I don't. I just don't. I don't like what I did. So I feel like when I'm observing now and looking at Will, I think Will Smith, ever since Jada Pinkett Smith opened their Red Table Talk, a lot of people have disgusting opinion about them. They don't understand the importance of that Red Table Talk. I'm not even supposed to watch it. I'm not promoting Will Smith or Jada Pinkett Smith, but I think it's a couple that I came across that I felt like they are genuine in a lot of things. I feel like their principles and values, they make sense to me. So when he acted like that, I knew that he was going through something, because honestly, Will Smith got undermined a lot by men in the industry. They are telling him that he should let go of that whole woman, and which is weird. They're saying Jada Pinkett Smith cheated. I don't understand how Jada Pinkett Smith cheated. I still don't, because she mentioned that they broke up. Will Smith dumped Jada they broke up for months, and in those months, because they didn't file for divorce, and well, we all know how Will is. He mentioned that divorce is not something that he want, because even in the first marriage that he had, he didn't want a divorce, even though they're both miserable. So they didn't file for divorce. The only thing they did, they move out. They live separately. It's just that they didn't tell us how long, but they separate for months. While they separate for months, and then she dated August. When she dated August, it happened with the relationship ended, and Will wanted her, he wanted his Jada back, and then they got back. So when people, I'm like, so I'm talking about leadership in terms of that. To see, I'm not saying leaders are actually perfect. They're not always perfect. Sometimes, when I'm speaking of awareness, it's very important to have awareness, have open to your toxicity, because we can demonstrate toxicity even if you are not aware that we are actually being injecting our opinion where it's not needed. We are projecting when we actually is not needed. So I'm talking about this kind of thing. When you're a leader, you go through something that are actually like that. Leaders are far from perfect, but they are open. They have a teachable spirit. They are constantly student. As much they are demonstrating leaders to others, they are constantly learning and learning, because they are healing. When you're a leader that is actually healing from whatever there is, you break free from a lot. You break free from a bias that you're not away from. But sometimes you will see a lot of things that are made normal by society. When you actually coming across someone who already healed, be like, that is actually wrong, you know? And be like, oh fuck, my past. Now you have healing to do. Now you are like realize you are projecting all along. So I'm talking about, just because you're a leader, it doesn't mean you're supposed to know everything. Of course, you're supposed to be supposed to move. You're supposed to be